Hi guys, Richie here from the Heresy group. So today I'm going to be doing a video on basically what I'm going to be packing, the main equipment, the main stuff that I'm going to bring with me to Operation Greyslate this coming weekend with Dartwater Airsoft. So I'm not really going to cover primary, secondary weapons as such. It's more going to be about the kit and the equipment that I'm going to be packing. Most of you guys obviously know this, not teaching to suck eggs, but I am going to try and rattle through this video quite quickly because it's hotter than two mice having sex in a woolen sock in here. So right, let's get into it. So first of all, basically first line gear we're going to go through is plate carrier for this event. So this is the LV MBAV from JK Army. These have dummy plates in them, as you can hear. Run up the front is my Spiritus Microfight chest rig. So I run 3 5.56 inserts in here, elastic inserts. That's just purely because I'm running the M4 and the Scar Rail this weekend. So in the front of this, I have the fold over full flap. You can get half flap, full flap on this. Inside, notepad, pen just tucked in the side there. Move over to the other right panel. Oh, sorry, just in here as well. Tucked down the bottom. 100-mile-an-hour tape. This can be used for, well, use your imagination. SSE camera, used for all sorts, not just for Instagram or Facebook. This will be for taking pictures of enemy, captured enemies, IED sites, etc., possible IEDs. So that's what I'm running up front. This is quite a light, low-profile chest rig, as you can see. There's not a great deal on this. There's nothing on the sides here, really. And the reason behind that is I'm going to be running a backpack with this, so I want the sides clear, I want the back clear. Another reason for running this is, as you can see by the PTTs, here and here, I'm running dual comms. Good thing about this LV MBAV, built in is 2 pockets, which are designed specifically to take the 152 radios and emitters if you want to run them. So that's the main plate carrier. That's your main fighting order. Obviously belt kit. Again, guys, this is my belt kit. This is not the belt kit you should be running. I'm not your mum. I'm not going to hold your hand and tell you how you should set it up. So here we have Kydex holster from Spartan Village. I got this in from the US. Mid-ride with a leg holster. Moving around, so this is the right-hand side, yeah, because I'm a right-hand drawer. Smoke/frag pouch. I do keep a BFG in there, but sometimes I want to smoke. Further round, SOG multi-tool. Literally, if you don't carry a multi-tool on you, you should probably just quit Airsoft. Push it around again. Dump pouch. I believe this is just a copy of the Blue Force gear, or similar to, so that just folds out. Dump pouch there. Moving around, and then coming around now to the left-hand side, of the belt. Again, this will be for if you run a TRMR. I run an impact in there. Also, you could probably fit a smoke grenade if you need to. HSGI Taco, double decker. Absolutely love these things. Run them for years. As you can see, it's not just for pistol magazines. So again, 1M4 5.56 mag, but also a torch as well. This is I think this is lead wave, but it's basically the same as a Surefire G2. Always keep this on me on my belt, not just for searching and assessing, but sometimes if you're down to a pistol, it's good to get that white light movement, if you're pistol as well. Just a bit further around, coming to the end of the belt setup now. A little hook there. As you can see, I've not just got my gloves on there, mechanics fast fits. Also run some Viz and IR chem lights as well. Always handy to have, because in the pitch black, you're not digging around in the pocket. They're literally always just there. So that's a belt kit, guys. Just chin that off. Also, just going back to the plate carrier. As I said, I'm running 2 TRI 152s. So 2 of these bad boys. I have the extendable whip on one. That's because I'll keep this one extended whip for command or zero net. just so if I need to, I can throw this up, get a bit of a clearer line of sight to get the signal through to 0. So that's the reason for that one. And then on the other side, this will be for squad net. So again, just a smaller rubber antenna. You can fold this into your plate carrier, so it keeps it out of the way should you need it to. So then moving up the body, we've done the plate carrier, we've done the belt. Again, this is a bit like Marmite. You may run a lid, you may not. For me, it's essential to run a lid, not necessarily in the day, but I do run it in the day because, let's face it, call points are everything. So yeah, this is mainly just for night vision. This is the only reason why I run this is for night opsers, because I don't really want to run that skull crusher kind of setup. So yeah, MV mount up the front, obviously to counterbalance the weight of the MV. I have this is a dual battery pack on the back there with a really nice RE Factor Tactical HSGI counterbalance pouch. This thing is awesome. And if you can see the bungees there, just hold this on to stop it coming back. So for night ops, and the reason why I've got so many accessories on this, people are going, oh, you know, you've got so much shit on your helmet. Well, it all serves a purpose. So NV mount, counterbalance, this keeps this nice and square. So then moving around to the right, we have the Surefire X3, I think M300. So this is white light and IR capable. So if you're doing SSE, searching and assessing, this is really awesome for that. Came in very handy the last Sterling op. So moving around to the left hand side of the lid, Princeton Tech low level red light. So you can have 2 brightness settings, low level and a bit higher. So this is when you really want to keep your light pollution, the light you're emitting down to a minimum. Also have IR strobe. Obviously this for IR is so bright, way too bright for, if you do not wish to be seen. Whereas this is quite handy. It's still bright, but it also gives off a flash for friendly, just to show friendly forces. So yeah, lid done. Do I wear it in the day? Yes. Do I have to? No. And again, it's down to you guys what you want to wear. Obviously, if the weather's really hot and the sun's out like it is today, a ball cap should be fine. With the lid as well, and going back from the comms, these are TCA Contact 3s, dual down lead. Obviously, it has to be dual down lead for the dual comms. Now, I swapped the original headband out because we got a really nice one from Tac Belts UK. This is a multicam, Coyote, multicam black, whatever you like. Hit them up and they can square you away. But yeah, this is quite nice. As you can see, it's really thick, really padded on the inside there. So that's the comm sorted. Again, guys, I told you I run IR and Viz chem lights on my belt kit. I'll also keep a handful as well, just in my pockets. So if I need to mark a certain route, etc., I know I'm not going to run out. So I'll just stuff these in one of my cargo pockets, etc. Or perhaps like if I'm running a UBAX or a field shirt, it'll go in that top pocket. Now, moving on to iPro, which, let's face it, we all need. We have to wear it. It's rules of the site, any site you go to. 3 sets. Why 3 sets? Because 1 may break, 2 may break, and let's face it, 3's better than 2, 2's better than 1. All these, so this is these are Wiley X, these are Smith Optics, and these are Revision. Now, all 3 have interchangeable lenses. Do I keep one dark, one light? Sometimes, but I just prefer to swap them out, really. Sometimes I'll prefer to wear the Smiths for dark lenses, and I prefer to wear the Wileys with clear lenses. But you'll find a set down to you. But more importantly, just always bring a spare pair, always, because there's nothing worse than travelling 3-4 hours to a site. Your iPro breaks or you lose them, and then you have to go and buy a really cheap, embarrassing full face mask. just going off the back of the comms we were talking about, a third radio, like same deal with the iPro, always bring a spare radio. So I've got 2 and 1 backup. Obviously this is the UV5R, but number of times, you know, even if someone in your team has a radio go down, it's always good to have a spare to help someone out with. Now, as we spoke about the lid and NV, obviously that will be coming with me in a very nice protective case. So no one's going to get their hands on it during the day. Now, when it comes to food, etc., everyone thinks you've got to go out and buy masses of food, and I've done it, we've all been there. You take a load of food to an event and you eat hardly any of it. So for me, I've really scaled down on this one. So jet boil, most events, but most milsims and or events would not be complete without one. You can boil your water, make your teas, make your coffees. Obviously for your wet rations, this is a must as well, because who likes to eat cold rations? So like I said to you, I'm taking 1 Wayfarers. This is a wet pouch. This is obviously wet food. Just bung this in your jet boil, and sort of 5-6 minutes, that's good to go. These are great, a little bit weighty compared to these. This is these things are awesome. Adventure Foods. Now this is a dry pouch, but what I've noticed over the past sort of 3 to 6 months using these compared to wet pouches, these are 600 calories. So in a 8 to 12 hour period, I'll normally eat 2 wet pouches. I can have one of these and I'll be absolutely stuffed, and this will keep me going for pretty much 8 to 12 hour period, believe it or not. Yeah, and also quite tasty. Not you know, some people say the wet pouches are horrendous for taste wise, but these are pretty good. So 1 wet pouch, 1 dry pouch. This will be probably what I eat when I'm perhaps stood down in the fob, not really doing much, and I've got time to set my jet boil up. This, however, this MRE, most of this stuff you can eat cold. So what I tend to do, I tend to keep this. This has all sorts of goodies in it, you know, like dried chicken, tortillas, barbecue sauce, like cheese sauce, crackers, you know, like lime beverages and stuff. All stuff you can eat with no preparation. So what I'll do, I'll roll this up, and this will go into my day sack that I'm going to be running on my back. So this will be with me at all times. So if I'm out in the ground for an extended period of time, 4 to 6 hours, I've got food with me, but nothing that requires too much prep. So that's the food covered. Obviously water, guys, is an absolute must. I will be running water obviously at the fob and in my backpack at the same time. So this will go in the bag. Now this little bag of trick here, no, it's not drugs, I can promise you that. So what I like to do, no milsim would be complete without a nice cup of tea. We are British after all. So 1 cup. So what these are, I'll get little sandwich bags. I pre-make cups of tea. So that'll be 1 tea bag, 2 sugars, and 2 powdered milk, all in 1 little Ziploc bag. No messing about. So that's 4 cups of tea, all in that little, you know, and this normally goes inside this cup, and it's all compact and complete. Does wonders first thing in the morning to get you going. It's awesome. So moving on to the bag that I will be carrying out with me out on the ground. Like I said, like I just showed you, I have that MRE in there. That will stay with me all the time. Right, so I'm going to try and get this so you guys can kind of see this bag. It's going to be a little bit difficult, but bear with me. So like I said, in the front, the 320 launcher. So we open this out. In here, I have, this is where I keep spare batteries, not AEG batteries. So this will be AAAs, AA's, and then just because I run more triples than AA's, another set of AAA's. Also carry CR123As in there as well. and some spare button batteries for my Princeton Tech light on my lid. When packing batteries, guys, don't try not to go overboard. I literally just pack just enough to replenish one set of every piece of equipment that requires batteries. So I know that I'm not going to go through 2 sets of batteries on one piece of equipment, you know, in one weekend. So that's batteries done. As I said to you, I'm going to be taking cold food out on the ground. So a little knife, fork and spoon set there to be able to eat it with. Sporks are great, but they're plastic and I've broke so many of them. I'm just getting bored of it really. So moving down, that's the dry rations I was speaking to you about. And like I said to you, water as well, 500 ml. So you can have just plain water on its own, or I can mix, you know, the lime powder, the lime beverage that I've got in the ration pack, or if you've got like your Strike Force, etc., smash that in there. You'll be good to go for days. Also, AEG batteries in a nice hard case. You're not going to pierce the battery, you know, if you fall over and take a tumble. Spare magazines. These will be full up once I'm out on the ground. So it's always, if you get an extended firefight, you've always got spare ammo with you. A warm jacket, warm waterproof jacket, just tucked in the back there, because you know a 1 hour patrol could turn into 6. And like I say, we're in the UK after all. Doesn't take much for the weather to turn nasty. So that's that. Also in this bag, I like to keep this little admin pouch. Lovely little Warrior Assault Systems one. I love this one. I'll show you why. It's actually a medic pouch, but I'll use it for something else. So in here, spare rounds. Obviously, this will be for, like, I'm going to say filling my claymore if I take it out on the ground with me. If not, this will stay back at the fob, depending on the ammo limits. This is the fist filling device for my tag launcher, for my tag shells. This will stay with me. So, you know, should I need to top that up, I can do. Speed load as well, if you're allowed to carry one, depending on the rules, where you're playing. BFG resetting tool, if I'm carrying that. Again, if I keep these mag flashes with me, obviously if we're going out on night ops, these will come in very handy. Spare 9mm blanks in a nice little case there. Very little rattle because I've packed that out with a bit of cotton wool in the top to stop them moving about. But yeah, it's always, if you're doing CQB and stuff, it's always handy to have reloads with you. In here we have a trip alarm, nice and simple, plunger method with a 9mm adapter in the bottom from 12 gauge to 9mm, so I can, you know, I can cable tie this to a fence post, to a tree, anything that I need to be aware. If you know, if we're in a set up in a position and you're going static for a little while, set this up in a perimeter. You know if someone's getting close. Oh, this is great for fob defense as well. So to work in with that, just some fishing line on a cotton reel. Again, strong, very difficult to see through NV and or naked eye. You've really got to be looking for this. So that is what goes in that little case there. Okay, so just moving on to more of a personal admin kind of area. Little 511 medic pouch. Again, these medic pouches are great because they're designed for keeping lots of small little bandages and knickknacks in there. So I keep this in here, things like painkillers, toothbrush, toothpaste, sun cream, should you need it in the UK for that one day of the year. You know, deodorant, earplugs, all sorts of stuff. All my personal sort of wash kit, etc. goes in here. That'll go along with Milsim's best friends and baby wipes. These, you cannot go to an event without these. These are an absolute lifesaver. Also, I do take a medic kit with me. Now, when I say a medic kit, this isn't like full on, you know, emergency services type kit. This is literally got your basics. This is bandages, plasters, sterile plasters like burn plasters, stuff like this. Things that you're going to happen. You're going to cut yourself. You're going to get a burn from a bit of pyro. Just some small stuff that you can, you know, pad yourself up and, you know, not have to leave the game. But that comes with me as well anywhere. Also, these are pretty cool. Pardon the pun. Cool pack. So this is, you know, you pop this. This is an instant ice pack. These are great because, let's face it, how many times, you know, you've been to an event, someone's rolled an ankle, or, you know, if you're like me, you're just getting old, getting a few injuries, you know, an ice pack can really sort of get you going again and keep you in the fight. But these are great, really cheap, couple of quid each, I think, but always good to keep on you. Now, moving on to sleep kit and how we're gonna get some rest through the event. So, first thing I'd put on the ground is this Snugpak inflatable mattress. Now it's about that thick, yeah, it's about that thick once it's inflated, just enough to fit one person on. For me, if you look at the size of that, it takes up much less space than one of those foam roll mats. It's much more comfortable and much more durable, in my opinion. It's got a real thick layer on the bottom. These are awesome. I use this in my camp bed, sleeping on the plain floor, in my hammock, everything. This really nice bit of kit. Not too expensive either. Again, that's from Snugpak. Not sponsored by Snugpak at all, I promise you. I just like their kit. It's for, you know, it's hardware in it. It's pretty cost effective. So, bivy bag. So this is basically a waterproof sack that you put your sleeping bag in. I'll take this pretty much everywhere because you don't know what the weather's like. So it's not just for your sleeping bag. Sometimes I'll use this to stow kit in. If I'm out on the ground, I'll throw, if there's anything important that I don't want getting wet, like some dry clothes, dry change of clothes, I'll put this in here and I know it's going to be dry. So, Snugpak, Softy Osprey, this is good. Down to -10. We pretty much tested this to its limit down at the trees a few months back. This is a 3 to 4 season bag. As you can see, it's quite big. It is very, very warm. Now, we're getting into sort of May, June. Why do I need a 4 season bag? Because I can. Personal preference, I would much rather take all my clothes off, have one leg out the sleeping bag and be comfy, than, you know, have to keep swapping bags, you know, to a 1 season to a jungle bag, etc. For me, one bag does pretty much all of it for me. So that's what I use. If I'm feeling like I want to treat myself, I'll also bring my little inflatable pillow. Sometimes the Creature Comforts make it. If not, I'll just use that waterproof jacket that I had in my bag, or a fleece, roll that up. That can also be used as a pillow, but I will be bringing this. Now, for cover wise, against the elements, I do have just a regular 3x2 DPM basher. As you can see, I've added some camo net to this. I did this many years ago when we went to Spain. Obviously that's why it's tan, other than green. I've just not been bothered to take it off. But anyway, yeah, waterproof basher. This can be set up in many different ways. You know, you can set it up in a standard A-frame, you know, like in an L, like an envelope. Lots of different ways to set your basher up. Hopefully we will be covering some of that later on in the channel. But yeah, so this will keep you dry. You can also use it as a ground sheet. So yeah, basher is coming with, along with the basher to set it up. We have 2 extendable basher poles. This would be great if there's nothing to tie it to. You know, if there's no trees, if you're on a completely flat open plain, just peg this up into your basher. That will keep it, you know, your envelope up off the ground. And because you don't always have perfect tie down points, I always take bungee cord with me. These bungees, various different lengths, just a mixture. These as well, these are rock pegs. So as you can see, they are very thick, very durable. you know, you can pretty much hammer these into to most surfaces, including sort of some brick, which I have done before. So these are much better compared to regular tent pegs, as you know, your regular tent pegs will just fold up under any sort of like hard soil. Tying down wise, you can use paracord. I do use paracord. I sometimes also use this banking line. It's cheaper. You know, you can sometimes, once you tie it off, if you're in a rush or you're not that bothered, you can just cut this off and leave it where it is. So banking line's quite good. So as far as setting up your harbour area, your basher, your little home for the weekend, like I said to you, those rock pegs are awesome, but you need something to hit it in with, and I don't really want to carry a hammer. So this here, this SOG Fast Hawk, I pretty much take with me most Milsim events, not to carry on the ground, but one, you know, if you're out in, you know, in rural, in a sort of green ops, you know, you need to make a clearing, chop some trees down, make a bit of clearing. This will do this as well. Also on here, you just see this little hexagon here. That's awesome for driving those pegs into what you need to drive them into. So yeah, this is a dual purpose for me, serves two purposes. Yeah, great bit of kit as well. So clothes wise, it's kind of an essential item. It's not a mission specific item. You need to really figure out what the weather's going to be doing, keep an eye on the weather forecast. That way you can decide what you need to bring, how much you need to bring. So for me, it's going to be the Raider Mark IVs from Claw Gear. I pretty much wear these any weather. You know, they're quite thick. So in the summer, they may get a bit warm, but I would rather have the durable material on this. And all the little pockets and stuff, I prefer to run this pen in hot weather, in all weathers, than try and keep swapping out and then, you know, not have that pocket where I need it. So, you know, these have pockets on the sides, zip pocket at the front, one on the rear of the leg, which is also really good for maps, etc. So that'll be what I'll be running trouser wise. So from there up, it will probably be a combination of just a t-shirt, some kind of base layer, and then it will be either, depending on the weather, if it gets a bit chilly, I'll probably run a field shirt. So long sleeve, full, you know, materials, full body. So just helps with a bit of warmth. If the weather is good and we are lucky, we'll see. Yeah, I will run a Ubax. You know, just keeps where this is not full cloth. This moisture wicking material on you know, around the torso just helps keep a little bit cooler. I've also cut the sleeves off of this many years ago, just to, you know, on the odd occasion we should get some sunshine. So guys, I think that's about it. So that's just like I said to you, it's a real quick run through of the kit that I'm going to be taking. This is what works for me. It may not work for you. It's just some ideas to throw it out there to for those of you guys that may need some assistance in what should I bring, what shouldn't I bring, what do I need, what don't I need. I can do a full milsim on this kit. Now, obviously, if the unknown, like weather, etc., you know, and mission specific stuff, that's different. But this is the bare bones of what I need to get through a weekend. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, it's a real quick video. Any comments, any questions, please leave them in the comments box below. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, that would be great. And like I said to you, for all those attending at Grace Lake 2 with Dartwater Airsoft, come say hi, come have a chat. It'll be awesome to catch up with you guys. So that's about it from me. Peace.